because they don't. Like, they just don't yet. I just
can't take it all.
This guy, this blow-up guy, I just...
Vince from Bayonne writes, it's not, this is your quote, by the way, Patrice, it's not my theory, it's just something I believe. And then he writes, what the hell does that ever even mean?
Yeah, it's just like, I didn't, look.
It's just a feeling you have.
Here's all of us. All of us are parrots of some shit somebody else. There's thoughts out there that enable us to think on top of that thought.
Right.
But there's motherfuckers who work hard on conspiracy theories. And you put them together, you either go, this is stupid, or you go, makes a lot of sense and I believe it, because, I just believe in that kind of shit. So I'm saying I didn't make it up, but I believe in it, and I'm thinking on top of it.
But
that's
now,
all.
Now, the thing is, and this is always what blows apart any conspiracy theory with me, who's behind it?
Banks.
Banks. So they all get together.
Yes.
And have these meetings and plan
the
this shit.
Bilderberg group, the fucking...
And they plan it.
The Foreign Affairs, the Committee for Foreign Affairs, it's these guys, they exist. They fucking exist.
So they're the ones.
Old fucking people who just want to run the earth. There's too many people. They want us to take fucking drugs and fucking vaccines that don't work. There's fucking people who are doing that.
Patrice is talking the guy that in the movie, your brakes would give out on your way home.
I just believe it.
Yeah, that's what happened in the movie. Patrice's brakes give out. What happened?
I like what Ant's saying. If all this is true, what you're saying, you're going to have a rough ride home
No,
today.
it's too many. There's too many motherfuckers that's going to have a rough, because right now your boy on Fox is spitting that shit. Just because there's a black president, now he's spitting New World Order shit because Obama's in office, but it's all the real shit because I think racism trumps fucking conspiracy theories. What's his name there?
Sean?
Glenn Beck.
Oh,
Glenn Beck is losing his mind with the whole world because of Obama. But that shit he's starting in the Tea Party. They having him be racist, and a lot of them is on a racist platform, but the platform is fucking government and government in your life and all that shit that they should have been spitting when this fucking crazy cracker was in there before.
That Tea Party thing is no more racist than anything
else, but they busting it out like it's racist.
You take any black organization, and it's mostly racist, anti-white fucking rhetoric.
I mean, as it should,
but you got that senator fucking...
Exactly. He apologized. He was on page 18 of the fucking Daily News today.
Isn't worth shit. That motherfucker. What you're saying is racism. We're going to have you removed. Have me removed. Oh, you want to step outside? This motherfucker is acting like a thug.
Why is every nigga got to sound like that?
But he did.
In this case, he did, Patrice. In this case, he did.
I should have known.
Anthony's right on this one.
I can't go.
You can't go.
Anthony doesn't do bad impressions, so he probably did sound just like that.
This motherfucker
he was very angry.
Is so angry. I don't care what color he is. He's just an angry motherfucker.
Okay.
He should not be in office.
I don't have a retort. It's just all.
But the people who run government are not. This is the thing. They're not a higher species than us. They're the same dummies that we like. They're the same guys that like walk into the bathroom after somebody else stinks it up and go like,
that's true. That's true, Jim. And that's the thing. It's
smart,
like they're not that smart. It's the basis. I think that every idea has some validity to it. Like most ideas, there's some ideas that you go, that's just a bad idea. But the idea of the police is a great idea. The idea that somebody's there to help you when you're in trouble, and this is the idea of taxes to help you build shit. The idea of all this shit is great. But when people get the idea of government's fantastic. There's some people that smarter people, but it's the people that fuck up the idea. Every idea is great, but when you get a cop that's just overly indulgent in power, it becomes a bad fucking idea. I'm just saying that the people in government, once they're smart enough to use these things against us, which they don't give, you just said it. You said it, Opie. You said people just don't take care of themselves, man. There's fucking guys that are in the BP who's just trying to figure out how to switch blame instead of going, man, people are gonna die. Fish are gonna die. We're gonna die because we're not gonna. Fish are gonna cost $20 a fucking. People ain't gonna be able to fucking eat, and just be human about it. But they're gonna be shitty about it.
Who the fuck is gonna order a fish fry next week?
No, but that's what I'm saying.
Who's crazy enough to order a fish next week?
Fish are done. That's where we get our fish.
Right now, you figure the fish is still okay, but next week, 2 weeks from now, I ain't fucking ordering fish anytime soon.
Shrimp is when you get
fried anyway. Fuck it.
Get a lot of shrimp.
How about some sushi? Are you gonna order some sushi next week?
I might.
2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now.
My mother can't. She fucking. My mother in Boston can't even fucking take a shower. My mother called. She texted me in Boston.
Up in Boston, yeah.
And the water's not. The water main broke. The water's not dirty. There's just some horrible bacteria in it that they told them about or whatever. But my mother had gotten sick weeks before. Because the water looks good, but she's drinking some horrible
that
Ebola
invisible bacteria,
and now they told them, but you gotta hope that somebody is telling you the fucking truth.
And by the way, the water was shut off for what? A day? 2 days?
Yes.
And all hell was starting to break loose as people were trying to get water from the supermarket.
My mother,
could you imagine?
She's 60 years old. My mother can't 2 days with no shot. Go to work stink. A 60-year-old lady stinks at work. It's like, for real, can't have water.
We're 3 days away from chaos.
I believe it.
Where was that? Like
I so believe it.
For
now.
any
Die
given,
Hard 4.
It was something like that. Now, it's like with any situation, if you run out of food, water, if the machine breaks down and there's not the services you're used to, and I don't mean minor little things like a severe breakdown of food, water, things like that. Electricity. You're 3 days away from complete anarchy and chaos. But people will lose their fucking minds on an unprecedented level.
That's why the crazy, what's her name, Napolitano? The boss of the...
Napolitano, I think.
The leader of the Homeland Security. They're switching the focus from Arabs to the crazy guys in the hills.
And
Those guys got it correct. They're not going to fuck you... When this shit starts fucking up, those dudes got it right. It's the fact that it's that racial angle that they always have to push. Those fuckers got it right. They build their own homes. They got their own water. They got their own supply. They do what motherfuckers did back in the day, even though that's not comfortable. But those guys got it right. We got it wrong because
they'll be the ones.
They control your shit.
Knowing how to survive. And
2 million people are under the control of the bacteria that they say that's in the water or whatever. We're just in control. We're being controlled by. That's what I'm saying. Why?
But we're not ants. We're not ants being controlled by a person. We're all. You understand? We're all on pretty much the same level. And like 2,000 years ago, we were throwing our own shit at each other, and now we have elevators and planes.
But 2,000 years ago, there was.
We're not headed towards this domination by a small group.
Yes, we
I
are.
don't believe that.
That's called feudalism. It's because back in the day, there was one dude running shit, and you go, "Holy shit, I can't do this." Right outside my door is 1 million angry motherfuckers. So what I got to do is create about 100,000 greedy motherfuckers who are better. Then you take 100,000 out that million, and they're better than 900,000 people, and give them shit, and they will stomp to say, "Look, you get the the non-bacterial water. All you got to do is step on the neck, push a couple of buttons, tell these 900,000 people that are slaves to money now. We're debt slaves." And then there's 100,000 people who are the haves, and they'll put their fucking William Shatner with his 600 million. You think he wouldn't kill your family, to keep $1 of his Priceline money?
Fucking Shatner.
He'll put his fucking foot on the neck. It's just people are fucked up.
I like how you're breaking it down.
But communism would have worked then. If that was the truth, communism
people fucked up communism.
But I'm saying communism would have won if that was the case. It's much easier to control people if everyone's getting paid the same, everyone serves the government. Communism would have won.
Communism fucked up because the people at the top didn't do the right thing.
They got more.
They were greedy.
And got greedy, right.
Okay, so it's the same people who are running communism are the same dummies who are supposedly going to run the world banks. Like, they're the same. They make these dumb decisions. They make mistakes. They go broke.
That's why they haven't done the big move yet, because it's just not enough of them to stop a panic of 5 million people. Like, as soon as they figure out how to fucking kill a few and control a few, that's why They're shutting down these eminent domain. They're getting all this land and then moving you and me or whatever to the side of the ocean where the trains are, so we can get on those trains and go where the fuck they're gonna take it. It happened in Germany. Like, what the fuck do you think this shit can't happen?
You're not allowed to talk to Bill Burr ever again.
Now, Bill's into this shit, but, you know, it's just the internet, because me and Bill don't really correspond about it. It's just there. A lot of people believe it. It's just there, dude.
Well, then they're going to have to shut down the internet so we don't get together.
You don't think they're doing that shit? China is the blueprint
figured it out, yeah,
for the world. People love the world leaders love China.
But why would the internet have gotten this far? It's like it's impossible to really, or very difficult. Why would it have gotten this far? Like in the last 15 years, for a group that's going to control us and control our thoughts, they have allowed something that is basically uncontrollable to explode all over the planet.
Yeah, because they didn't realize it at first, and it's the same thing with the news. The reason they have to control it now is because, again, the Constitution is being broken down, and the freedom of press, which is to protect us against the news that they're giving us. Like, is there somebody just sitting there listening to these? They just found them, and they're like, wow, they just and you're a thinker, and everybody in this room is really a thinker. Like, these stupid motherfuckers.
Yeah, they didn't just find them.
The internet became something that was supposed to dummy us down, which it does, because now our head is down. Our head's never up anymore, ever. We just down looking at this and that. And really, once we trust in that information, they start manipulating it, and our head's still down, trusting that shit. Look at Wikipedia. That shit, people are flunking out of college behind that shit. Anybody could just say you ain't. Somebody could just invent you.
Hold on. Patrice, so if you trust the info, you can control the info.
Yes.
If you know the people trust the info, then you can control that info.
That's right. Once we
kind of like that thought.
You know, I mean, it's just
kind of like it a little bit.
Look, it sounds like crazy rantings, but I can't believe people just don't have maybe 45% of disbelief. They believe. I believe in the idea of the police. I love the idea of 911. My cat's in a tree. I love that fucking shit. But the idea, it's people that
what
run
kind of
that
timeline
shit.
do you think before the majority of people start going, oh fuck, we got ourselves in some shit?
I don't know. I mean,
like, 'cause there's got to be a turning point where the majority of people in the country or in the world, even if this is a whole world thing, turn and goes, wait a minute. This isn't like it was. We're kind of really
They don't look at. Here's what kills me about people. And one thing is that we're so willing to move on from something that you go, wait a minute, can we figure this out before I move on to the next thing? Is the fact that there's it kills me that there's no basis for our wealth in this country, meaning the money's made up from debt. Debt is now wealth in this country. So all we're doing is spend. We are slaves. The government's slaves to the bank, and we're slaves to the government. But we just say okay. Like, even that. Fuck all the other spaceship shit and 9/11. The real fact is you don't own your money. How many times do you pay $7 with a credit card? We don't even carry cash. Cash is useless. So our money is digitized, man. We got digital money. And you don't think they just go, hey, man, you know, Mr. Cumia, we need an extra $2 million. We saw something in our books. What? Thank you. You can't hide it because it's on your card.
Are they doing that by closing down some of these banks?
Yeah, that's wiping
out
bank.
That's wiping out people's accounts just like that because
they're
only insured up to what, depending on the bank.
250,
250,000.
So if you got $1 million in the bank,
all of a sudden you got $1 million. You just
lost 750.
Where is that 750?
Paying off the bank.
But a lot of guys that a year ago would have been called power brokers lost all their money too. Like 2 years ago, a lot of these guys, the head of say Wachovia or all these banks, would have been considered part of that conspiracy.
Yeah, but they're not
the
Rockefellers. They're not the
Mm-hmm.
creators of the. See, people think they got a little cash. If I had, give me $5 million, I'm gonna dig a hole and hide it somehow, or I'm gonna buy jewels or something because I know in this system if they'll fuck a white boy, they'll fuck me. it's like Donnie Brasco. I can only be a friend of yours. I can't be a friend of ours. I can't. So it's like these guys that you think $1 billion, they're not Rockefeller and fucking J.P. Morgan, the guys who created this system, who said, fuck the Constitution, nigga. We gonna run the world. And that shit happened in 1913 with the fucking, the meeting that they, you see this thing, Why We Fight? There was I keep, it's not hitting.
But the documentary?
The documentary.
That was great.
When this guy was apologizing, was it Truman that was apologizing? He apologized for getting us into this. He said, I'm so sorry that the industrial banking system I'm sorry I fucked us up. I'm sorry. We're fucked. I sold it off. This country went bankrupt in 1931, man. It went bank. We're just chattel, man. We ain't shit.
So we'll never really notice because we just kind of get used to things and go.
We're on a treadmill,
as long as you turn the faucet and the water comes out and.
What do you care, Ant? You got a pool,
the switch and the light
and a
comes
fucking
on.
house, man. What do you care?
Right.
It's just what do you care?
As long as I have it tomorrow and the next
Thanks,
day.
man.
So what? It's supposed to be better for Anthony? Is that what you're saying?
It's better for Ant.
No, is it supposed to be better for Anthony?
Some of us have to be comfortable. That's the thing about revolt, man. And when people revolted, everybody was fucked.
Yeah.
And then it was like close to being late.
All right, I'm just trying to break down a little bit. So if you keep just enough people happy, like an Anthony and myself, whatever, Jimmy probably would be
enough people with the idea of happiness. Yeah.
So then it makes it easier not to have a revolution on your hands.
Because what are poor people attaining to be? They're attaining to be you.
Right.
A poor person is attaining to be me, and then I'm attaining to be you. And you might be attaining to be Bill Gates.
So you keep enough people happy, and then other people feeling like they could attain what Anthony has.
Until everybody sounds like a homeless person.
So that's why
talking about bread in your stomach. Hey, no bread. Soaks up.
So that's why in the end, is revolution isn't possible in the year 2010 in this country.
Probably not. Too much information. Too much.
Back in the 1700s, a lot easier.
I mean, you read about a company, Monsanto. They are dismantling Mexico. Mexico used to be self-sufficient with their food. Monsanto came in, and they have genetically modified food that only grows with the chemicals that they have. And they spray it on the fucking corn that the Mexicans use to be independent, kill that. Now they have their fucking science corn that they need to grow with their science shit. And it's just fucking killing us.
It was Woodrow Wilson that apologized?
Woodrow Wilson. Yeah, he's apologized for fucking us over.
But I didn't see that documentary. I was thinking
That's a great
I was thinking of the one
bro.
that Ant saw and I saw as well, Fog of War.
Oh, Fog of War is the one.
Last time I was
Where
there,
the
you guys
fucking guy-
showed the fucking bomb thing, which was
No.
It was shocking to me.
Fog of War was great because the guy was just stuck in horrible Washington traffic, and this guy was
the Secretary of Defense for like Nixon.
Yeah, and that guy was responsible for a lot of shit, and he's just one of us stuck in fucking horrible.
He's in traffic like
horrible commuter traffic
poor
in the
old
rain
guy now.
Right.
But when did all this fighting? Because it's not like we were nice and then all of a sudden got shitty after J.P. Morgan. The American Indians were lopping each other's heads off. Mm-hmm. It's basically just human nature. We've always been fighting. So if they say why we fight and they somehow come back to the rich trying to keep us,
it's not like
we were
why,
fighting. We were separate too.
I agree with you, and that's the use of it. It says like if you find the one, I don't know if it's just opportunist. If me and you have a nature to fight, and somebody else goes, holy shit, it's like boxing. Don King make all the money. Why these other motherfuckers blast their heads open? So if you got, if we are animals and we like fighting anyway, it's like shit. I don't like to fight. Let's figure out how to get all these motherfuckers who like doing stupid shit to do stupid shit. And if you can benefit from a guy who's willing to blow himself up for some cause that's some horse shit.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you make a couple of $zillion if he was a piece of shit instead of stopping him from doing that shit?
I don't believe that one baboon can run the other baboon's life as effectively as
but a
you're saying.
A group of baboons might be able to
look, man,
have a little more juice.
And they're not that much smarter.
Hitler killed 6 million fucking people, man.
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't do it. He convinced other motherfuckers to do it. And he was charismatic enough to go, these people ain't shit. Let's kill them like roaches. People are fucking idiots. So he's a baboon, but there's dumber baboons. There's a leader baboon.
I want to ask Anthony something because I really don't know the answer to this. How many people did Hitler actually kill?
I don't know. In World War I, he probably killed a few people.
Right. He told other people
during the war
to kill, obviously.
But
I mean,
later on, when he became the Fuhrer, he didn't kill people.
He didn't kill anybody.
He had people killed.
And who do you blame? Do you blame him?
He had people killed.
That's what I'm saying. Do you blame him? That's why I don't like people who just go, okay, it's my job. Do you blame Hitler or do you blame the fucking guys who was just fucking killing people? Who do you blame? If I'm like, I hate Chinese, I want them all dead, and somebody goes, you're right, Patrice, let's kill them. Is it me because I'm just fucking, I got the ability to fucking coerce?
But then you go back.
I don't even know if Manson's fucking guilty with these other idiots that did his fucking bidding.
But then you could argue you need the ideal situation because it was, the surrender of World War I, and Germany was put in a pretty bad position with the Treaty of Versailles. So that's what made World War II possible and made Nazi Germany possible because the people were so disillusioned with their position and their lack of power, and the German people do not like being told they cannot build fucking cool.
Yeah, no one was
shit.
happy, right? It was
so that made it easier. So as far as the conspiracy thing goes, no, I can't see that. But you can't just have some guy show up where people are generally happy and go, hey, start killing motherfuckers. They're gonna be like, hey, this guy's crazy. Right. You need you need the proper mix of misery and scapegoats and shit like that to make the perfect mix where one guy can then say, hey, motherfuckers, let's start killing people.
And even though that baboon was smarter than the other ones, that baboon shot himself in a bunker because he fucked up. It's like they're not that much ahead of us. There's someone more charismatic, but none of them is smart enough to pull it all off and make it work.
Russians were getting a little close.
Exactly.
Even that baboon knew that.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't want these guys taking me.
You got everyone reacting. We got to take a couple of these. Rich, Long Island. Patrice O'Neal in studio today. What's up, Rich?
Attack of Conspiracy Negro. Attack of Conspiracy Negro.